So finishing out our 14th there. Sorry about that interruption, but we do have final results. So the winner, Imagine It. Second place comes Pulling the Strings, and in third was Calvin L. So it's first quarter in 30 seconds to the half in a minute, and then 1:28 and 3, and a final mile in 1:59 flat. Top down on our program went 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 3. So for Imagine It makes for 19 lifetime wins. I really thought we were, especially with that 1:28 and 3, I thought we were going to approach that pacing record that we've been talking about all afternoon. But it still stands. A 3-year-old filly pacer, CC Spice, still holds the all-age track record here from 2003.
Okay, once again, we apologize for bumping out again. It just seems like we've had issues with the internet connection. As you know, it's just something that happens. So we keep apologizing for it, but it's out of our control. If it just bumps out, it just does it. And we can cuss at it all we want.
I'd say definitely, Susan and Frank are trying to get it back as fast as possible at all times.
Well, looks like we're getting ready for the post parade for the 15th.
We have 2 races left this afternoon here in Williams County. This is the last OFRC stake. 3-year-old colt trotters, the one and only division field of 5. We will introduce you to them now.
Our starting post word for race 15. This is the 3-year-old colt trot, going for a purse of $9,335 and a fly sheet courtesy of the Williams County Horses Association. Owned and trained by Tony Langhan of Hillsdale, Michigan, the driver Don Herman. Number 2 is Don't Take My Keys. Owned, trained, and driven by John Kineski III of Pemberville. Number 3 is Harwell. Owned by Michael Vinya of Warren, Michigan, trained by Greg West, the driver Jason Merriman. Number 4 is Tango With Me. Owned by Chris Beaver of Radnor, Ohio, Don Robinson of Cardington, Ohio, and RBH Ventures Incorporated of New York City, trained by Chris Beaver and the driver BJ Roberts. And number 5 is Flip the Switch. Owned, trained, and driven by Dan Vinier of Pemberville.
Looks to be, again, a pretty decent field of colts. We have the one Stormy Wings. 10 lifetime starts, 2 seconds, 4, goodness, if I could speak. 10 lifetime starts, 2 wins, 4 seconds, 4 third. And has had is edgy. He's won to win very badly. Last 6 starts we have 4 seconds and 3 or 2 thirds. Don't Take My Keys, the 2 horse, was third last start out. The 3 Harwell is currently 3 in a row for wins and setting 4th in the OFC standings. For Tango With Me, didn't have great luck last time out at Scioto, so kind of stepped up to a different plate. Got away from the fair racing action just a little bit. Ended up 7th in the BSS, but did make a time in 1:58 and 4. But before that was on a streak.
Also
Had
lined up
four,
down the backside on
had
the
four
winner,
wins
first horse the
in a
race,
row. So
Stormy
we'll see how this
Wings.
goes.
On comes Don't Take
Already
My
has, as a
Keys,
3-year-old, it's a deep chip.
Tango
You don't
with
see too
Me.
many of those anymore, but has 119, almost 120,000 lifetime earning in 5. Flip the switch. Third last time out, too. And sitting 6th in the OFC standings. I would like to see the 5 flip the switch, stay flat. Looking back at his
There they
lines,
come.
he definitely has a speed.
Here off and trotting, that's Tango with Me on the outside, and Stormy Balance late. Trotting in there third is Harwell. Fourth is Don't Take My Keys, and the last horse is Flip the Switch. As they make the turn now to head down the backside, they're racing toward that quarter-mile mark. B.J. Roberts says Tango with Me on top by 2.5 lengths. Trotting second is Stormy Wings, driven by Don Harmon. Moving up third along the rail now is Don't Take My Keys, driven by John Kineski. Off stride fourth is Harwell, driven by Jason Merriman. And the last horse is Flip the Switch, driven by Dan Beanie. That's that quarter-mile mark. That's Tango with Me by a length and a half over Stormy Wings. Flying on the outside third now. Second comes Harwell. First quarter trotted in 31 and 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time. That's Tango with Me along the rail and Harwell on the outside battling it out. Third is Stormy Wings. Don't Take My Keys trots in there fourth, and trailing is Flip the Switch. For front four, pretty well munched the race down to the half-mile mark. That's B.J. Roberts and Tango with Me bringing the horses down to the half. Sitting right there, close second is Harwell. Third is Stormy Wings. Don't Take My Keys is fourth. Closing in fifth is Flip the Switch. First half trotted in 102 and 2/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside and race over to that 3/4 mile mark. Flip the Switch goes off stride. That's still Tango with Me with the lead. Harwell racing second. Moving up on the outside third is Stormy Wings, and they're closer fourth now is Don't Take My Keys. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. That's Tango with Me with the lead. Stormy Wings pouring under pressure on the outside second. Harwell along the rail third. On the outside fourth is Don't Take My Keys. 3/4 in 132 and 2/5. As they race around that upper turn, they're head for pay dirt. That's Tango with Me with the lead. Stormy Wings on the outside second. Along the rail third is Harwell. And 3 wide now comes Don't Take My Keys. As they race for home, that's Tango with Me and Don't Take My Keys on the extreme outside. Tango with Me and Don't Take My Keys. Tango with Me and Don't Take My Keys. Tight at the wire between Tango with Me and Don't Take My Keys. Looked like Harwell got up for third.
That was an exciting finish.
I'm, again, not even going to guess on that one
Nope,
at all.
can't call it.
So usually, I mean, we are right
Mile
smack.
and 2:04.
We are right smack in front of this finish line. I've been able to tell and call it all afternoon, but that one, I don't even want to lead anybody wrong because it could go either way.
Let's see if the drivers know if they're headed back to the winner's circle. There is Don't Take My Keys.
And then the 4, Tango with Me.
So it looks like John is.
I couldn't hear that. Could you hear
No,
that?
no, I didn't hear that.
I almost want to say they said Tango with Me. Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming back to the winner's circle, so.
So it went 4, 2, 3. Unofficial. Said Harwell, so that 3 horse made a break on that. I want to say it was, I didn't write it down correctly, right out of that first turn, but then made a huge comeback, just totally all speed going into that next turn.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle where the winners go. Coming in from Radnor and Cardington, Ohio and New York City comes number 4, Tango With Me. All by Chris Beaver, Don Robinson, and RBH Ventures Incorporated, trained by Chris Beaver, and driven to victory this afternoon by B.J. Roberts. Tango With Me will receive a fly sheet courtesy of the Williams County Harness Horsemen's Association. Let's really hear it here for B.J. Roberts and Tango With Me. Here are the official placings for race 15 from the top. Number 1, Stormy Wings was 4th. Number 2, Don't Take My Keys was 2nd. Number 3, Harwell was 3rd. Number 4, Tango With Me was the winner. And number 5, Flip the Switch was 5th. Time of the first quarter was 31 2/5. The half was in 102 2/5. The 3 quarters in 133 2/5. With a mile in 2:04 from the top. It should read 4, 2, 3, 1, 5 on the bottom. The mile in 2:04. If you get out your tickets, I think we're going to have our final drawing. As far as I think it is.
Okay, Ashley.
Yes.
Why don't you tell everybody we're going to try and have a very large or wide social media presence at
Oh,
Delaware.
Yes,
So
that
tell
is-
people what they can expect and where they can expect to see.
good
your-
question, Susan. Yeah, so actually my main task, I guess I can say, all of Jug Week is you will be seeing me on every single social media platform. So we are really trying to hit hard. We want to bring you all of the action on the backside. I mean, everywhere. We want to put you guys. If you are not able to attend Jug Week physically, we want to put you right in the scene. So we'll be doing some Facebook Lives, lots of different little things from the midway, and just I'm going to try to get the schedule for the jug horses when they come in and show you when they are getting off the trailer and things of that nature, and just keeping you right there, giving you first-hand experience. So that's going to be on Facebook. We're going to do, of course, kind of move over to Instagram, and you can get our updates every single day of what that day looks like on Twitter. And again, Facebook tends to be our common ground there, because that is one of our bigger platforms. But if you are not following us on all of those other platforms, make sure you do. And it's not set in stone yet, but Snapchat.
Ah,
Yes, we are
Snapchat.
going to try to, if you're not able to see our lives and things of that, our Snapchat, which let me pull out my cards here. So I'm going to say, it's safe to say all of you know what our YouTube and Facebook are, because you've been watching us all summer, but our, maybe, slowly but surely, Instagram is Ohio Harness Racing. Our Twitter is Harness Racing Ohio. Off the top of my head, I do not remember the Snapchat. So stay tuned for that on our Facebook. Of course, we will try to update you and link you to all those. But go ahead and search those out. Make sure that you are ready for that all of Jug Week. Because, I mean, we have so much planned. Not even, of course, on my end, and keeping you guys in all of the good action, but on Susan and Frank and Roger, and we have so many speaking series.
yeah.
I mean, you name it, we're
we're
doing
gonna
it.
be
We're in
there.
it.
OHHA is going to be up front for the whole 5 days in Delaware. And as Ashley said, if you can't be there, she's going to try and make it so that you are there. So you're getting to see the things that you would normally see. She's probably going to go to some food tent. Maybe she's going to go on a ride.
So I'm
You
going to
know.
say one of my goals, I don't know who I'm going to ask or who I'm going to track down, but I want to get a driver on one of the rides with
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
Got to see who's, or maybe a group. Maybe I can get a couple
Yeah.
and see who screams louder, right?
Yes. Yes. And I think it would be cool to interview some of the grooms.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't get the acknowledgement That, of course, the drivers and the trainers do. We always talk about them when they're in the winner's circle, but very seldom do we talk about the grooms. So that would be it's going to be a great week, and just everybody join in.
I am very, very excited. I haven't been to Jug for a couple of years now because I was living out west, and so spent when I was in school, I always took off and made sure I was there.
Yep.
But as I grew up a little bit, but now I get to work there, so excited for that. And also, is it on a personal note? Are there 2 awards? Honorees, what am I trying to say?
Yes, we are going to be. Well, the induction's already taken place into the Hall of Fame, but we've got 2 that did not get their plaques yet, so we'll get those. And one of them is Ashley's dad.
My dad. So Bill Daly, who is? I can't.
And Dancing Yankee.
There, okay, Dancing Yankee.
Number 1 is Rockin' Randy B. He's a bay gelding, 5 years old, by Pet Rock out of Meadowland Wiley by Feelin' Frisky. Owned by Steve Bates of Rudolph, Ohio, and Case Bates of Moraine, Ohio. Trained by Jason Brewer. Driven this afternoon by Case Bateson. Lifetime earnings over $113,000. A lifetime mark 152 3/5. Number 2 is Night Pro. He's a bay horse, 11 years old, by Pro Bono Best out of Midnight Jewel by Keystone Raider. Owned, trained by Dale Decker of Temperance, Michigan. Lifetime earnings of $998,000. A lifetime mark 149. Number 3 is Max Hanover. He's a bay gelding, 7 years old, by somewhere out of Hanover by Western Hanover. Owned by Hayter Stables LLC of Temperance, Michigan. Trained by Greg Bateson. Driven this afternoon by Jennifer Main. Lifetime earnings over $131,000. A lifetime mark 152 3/5. Number 4 is Ranger Zetan. He's a brown gelding, 6 years old, by Allspeed Hanover out of RMA West by Western Hanover. Owned and trained by Courtney Macon of Columbus Grove, Ohio. Driven this afternoon by Pierce Henry. Lifetime earnings over $54,000. A lifetime mark 154 1/5. Number 5 is Western's Last Gun. He's a gray gelding, 4 years old, by Gun That Won the West out of Western Touch by Western Hanover. Owned and trained by Kent Wilcox of Hobbsburg, Ohio. Driven this afternoon by Hank Levan. Lifetime earnings over $78,000. A lifetime mark 153 3/5. At number 6 is Dancing Fever. He's a bay gelding, 7 years old, by Indian Fever out of First to Cruise by Yankee Cruiser. Owned by Bill Webb of Defiance and D&K Stables LLC of Hicksville. Trained by Bill Webb. Driven this afternoon by Don Harmon. Lifetime earnings over $224,000. A lifetime mark of 151 1/5. This is the horses for your 2021 Monmouth Ludwig Pace. This is the first year for this race, and it's named in honor of Leonard Ludwig and the late Lou Monmouth, both of whom provided many, many years of volunteer work here at the Williams County Fair, not only for the harness racing program, but for the entire fair. And the Williams County Fair has named this race in honor of Lou Monmouth and Leonard Ludwig.
This is a great group of horses.
Yeah,
Night Pro, I just love that old horse. Look how $998,000. I mean, so close to $1 million.
Yep.
And then in the spring he stands at stud.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's been breeding some mares and come back racing. Kind of an amazing horse.
I was gonna say, I'm sure he's extremely level-headed then, as far as bringing him back to the track. Sometimes that's not how it goes, but
Right.
it's a group that really needs no introduction. But the one, Rockin' Randy V, is sitting 6th in the Signature Series points. The 5, Western's Last Gun, is 2nd, and 6, Dancing Fever, is 8th.
They're off in the Monmouth Ludwig Pace. Night Pro goes out after the lead along with Rockin' Randy B. Rubbing in there third is Western's Last Gun. Up on the outside fourth, that's Dancing Fever. At the rail fifth is Max Hanover, and the last horse is Ranger Zetan. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over that quarter-mile mark, Dale Decker has Night Pro on top by 1 length. Moving up on the outside second, now comes Dancing Fever, driven by Don Herman. At the rail third, that's Rockin' Randy V, driven by Case Basin. Fourth, that's Western's Last Gun, driven by Hank Levan. Fifth is Max Hanover, driven by Jennifer Main. The last horse is Ranger Zetan, driven by Pierce Henry. First quarter was paced in 30 seconds. Dancing Fever held a lead for a little while, but now regaining the lead is Night Pro. It's Night Pro with the lead, 2 lengths back. Second is Dancing Fever. Rockin' Randy V edges up a closer third. Fourth is Western's Last Gun. Fifth along the way is Max Hanover. And sixth now is Ranger Zetan. 6 pacers pretty well bunched as they race past the half-mile mark. That's Night Pro along the rail. Rockin' Randy V on the outside. At the rail third is Dancing Fever. First half paced at 1 minute and 2/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. That's Night Pro along the rail and Rockin' Randy V on the outside battling it out. At the rail third, Dancing Fever. On the outside fourth, Western's Last Gun. Ranger Zetan along the rail fifth. On the outside sixth is Max Hanover. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark. Rockin' Randy V sticks his nose out in front, but battling back along the rail. That's Night Pro. Third is Western's Last Gun. First half, 3/4 paced in 1:29 and 3/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. Now taking over on the outside, that's Rockin' Randy V. Along the rail second is Night Pro. Western's Last Gun is in there third. Max Hanover moving up fourth as they race for home. That's Rockin' Randy V and Night Pro. Rockin' Randy V and Night Pro. It's gonna be Rockin' Randy V, and here they all come. Night Pro up for second. Western's Last Gun for third.
Well, an exciting race. A couple of lead changes.
Mile and 1:59.
1:59.
You know what? I didn't know how Rockin' Randy V was going to hold up against Night Pro on that back half, but Case did the job.
Yep.
And that's one thing. Case is always, at least at some point, he is going to hit the front.
Yes,
Case is going to hit the front.
absolutely.
And, you know, he has done really well with Rockin' Randy V. Was on a 4-win streak. Unfortunately, last start out in Findlay had an odd break. Kind of not like this horse at all. Ended up 5th in Findlay, but back to winning today here in Montpelier.
You know, Night Pro inches closer and closer to $1 million win.
Especially, you know, at 11, too. Rockin' Randy V is only 5, so not near as many starts and miles put into him. But it looked like it went 1-2-5.
I don't know if you could see on the monitor, but it's so dark coming into the into the stretch now that I couldn't really tell. I couldn't even tell for sure if all the horses had cleared the.
I'd say we're definitely headed into fall, right? Our
Yeah.
days are getting shorter and shorter. I'd say that shadow really stretched across that
Yeah.
track.
It certainly does. That rocket. I'm sorry, I keep jerking the thing because I keep hitting my knee on this on the seat. We've got the camera tripod rather precariously balanced.
So
on
is the
us, which
table itself, too, that holds all of our
Yes.
equipment. I would say this is kind of a narrow seating
Yep.
arrangement that we've been on all day. And here comes Case and Rockin' Randy V.
Circle where the winners go, coming in from Rudolph and Moraine, comes number 1, Rockin' Randy V. All by Steve and Case Bateson, trained by Jason Brewer, and driven to victory this afternoon by Case Bateson. Now at this time, Leonard Ludwig, one of the men for whom this race is named, is edging out the track for the trophy presentation of the Mollet Ludwig Pace Blanket to Case Bateson and Rockin' Randy V. Let's really hear it here for Case Mason and Rockin' Randy V. And the Leonard Ludwig, along with Lou Mollett, for whom this race is named. Here are the official placings for race 16 from the top. Number 1, Rockin' Randy V was the winner. Number 2, Night Pro was second. Number 3, Max Hanover was fourth. Number 4, Ranger Zetan was fifth. Number 5, Western's Last Gun was third. And number 6, Dancing Fever was sixth. Time of the first quarter was 30 seconds. The half was in a minute and 2/5. The 3/4 in 1:29 and 3/5, with a mile in 1:59. From the top it should read 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 6, a mile in 1:59. That concludes our racing here for the 2021 Williams County Fair. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out this afternoon to enjoy the races here at the Williams County Fair, and hope you all be back next year for the 2022 Williams County Fair and their harness racing program.
Well, there you have it. There are 16 races that have crossed the finish line here in Williams County, Montpelier. It was a great day.
It was a great day. We went offline a few times, but we got right back on, so that you shouldn't have missed any races. We hope you enjoyed them. You should be able to bounce right over to Upper Sandusky. Looks like they probably started just a few minutes ago.
Yep, and for sure, you know, we had a very busy day. 4 different tracks, 4 different fairs. Hit their, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's been a long program.
Busy day.
But 4 different fairs did make their way onto the track. But tomorrow, for sure, we will have Upper Sandusky to you post time, 5 p.m. Worcester will have their makeup races 5 through 13 tomorrow starting at noon. So stay tuned for that and what will be occurring there. But thank you guys for joining. As always, it's been wonderful. You've listened to myself, Ashley Daly, along with Susan. Susan, thank you for also shooting. And
that was an experience.
it's a learning curve, but we did it. But we absolutely did it. So anything else you would like to close out with?
Just everybody have a good night.
Yep. See you guys at Delaware.
Yes.